So I can't believe it, but Trump actually pulled the trigger and bombed Iran. And we're not going to talk much about this. We're going to talk for a minute or two about it. But what's clear about this thing is that Iran responded immediately, has already started sending missiles to UAE, to U.S. bases, and it's already started sending drones and missiles to Israel. We don't know what the impact of these strikes are, but we know that time has changed in which Iran gets bombed by America or hit by Israel, and either they don't respond or they respond in a small token days later. We saw what they did with the 12-day war with Israel, where they kept pummeling Israel, and Israel had to beg America to tap out. Now, we don't know what the result of this war is going to be, but Iran struck back immediately, which means that they're more prepared than ever, which means most likely they're getting help from Russia and China, and they're prepared. And also, Iran sent missiles to UAE to bomb them. U.S. bases. That's an act of aggression against UAE. So that's changed the complexion of the Middle East, because now Iran has taken an aggressive stance towards UAE, rightly, because the UAE lets American assets exist there. And as long as America's at war with Iran, Iran is justified in attacking any American assets anywhere in that region. So they've sent a message to the UAE and Saudi Arabia and those countries. If you help America, that means you're going at war with us. And what Trump has done now, and Israel have done, is that they've now created antagonism between Iran and its Middle Eastern neighbors, and they've destabilized the whole region. And what's coming next is going to be actions from the Houthis, who also caused America to tap out of war. America fought with them last year. We're trying to deal with the bombing, but they were taking the bombing and bombing ships. So what Trump has done now is caused destabilization. He's caused Iran to strike immediately on Israel, to strike at UAE, and this whole situation could get totally out of control and could lead to a mini world war. And then we have to ask ourselves, for what reason? For regime change, what does regime change benefit America? There was no threat to America at all. So what we've seen now is we've learned two things from this whole situation. The Middle East will never be the same again because Iran has taken action against UAE. And also, Iran is more ready than ever because they attacked immediately. And so far, their ability to launch missiles has not been destabilized by America. Maybe America want to do it later. But I guess the point I'm making is that Iran is stronger than ever, and this war could go sideways for America. Not just Iran, because Iran will suffer, but it could go sideways for America and for the West and for the whole world, because it doesn't look like Iran is going to lay back and give up anytime soon. And this is going to affect a lot of things for all of us. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
You're absolutely right. And I sincerely hope Trump has done his homework well, because, I mean, this could become catastrophic very, very quickly. I mean, everything could go south. And my reasoning for this is that, I mean, Iran has already started retaliating within hours of US and Israeli strikes, which, tells you the fact that they were ready for this, in spite of the fact that US were busy deceiving everybody that they were on the table for negotiations. I mean, the Revolutionary Guards of Iran launched missiles almost immediately, and they're targeting US bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, and Qatar. So, and US has a lot of bases in the Middle East. How do you defend all those bases with this kind of attack? And then Iran is going to activate their allies. The likes of Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, and the Houthis in Yemen are going to get fully involved. And like you rightly mentioned, any of the Gulf Western allies that put their mouths in this are just targets themselves. They have been warned that if you support the West in doing this, you are a target, you're a legitimate target. So I don't see how this works. And then you look at the economic impacts. I mean, the most immediate global ramification for this is the Strait of Hormuz. What happens if Iran decides to mine the whole of that place? It's going to be terrible. There's going to be a blockade there. In fact, it's only best imagined. So I don't see the wisdom in what America has done. And this can turn south very quickly.
Yeah, consider, and I think the biggest thing we can take from this, and we need to repeat this over and over, because they call insanity doing the same thing over and over and over again with the same negative consequences. So what's insanity is to ever take any peace negotiations with America and probably the West seriously. Don't ever take peace negotiations with them. It won't work. And that's a message to Putin. Don't listen to Trump when he's saying we're trying to come up with a negotiation. It doesn't work, because at the table just yesterday, they said things, it looks like we're making progress. And what do? They tried to do a sneak bomb on Iran. Iran was ready, which is why they were attacking immediately. When Trump first came into office, he was having peace meetings with General Soleimani of Iran. and they assassinated General Soleimani. So Iran knows that America means nothing when they say peace. So there's only two options: either just leave Iran alone, or they can keep on aggravating them and see how far this war will go and how far it will cause suffering for people all over the world at some level. All right, thank you. Take us out with Falabi.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know why we cannot learn from history. Everywhere the West has started a regime change, it has turned out, catastrophic. I don't know why they didn't learn from Iraq and
Vietnam, Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, and this is going to go in the same direction. So, and it's on that note that we round up our discussion today. We have been talking about the 9 billion fraud scandal in Minnesota, as well as attacking of Iran by the US and Israel. And from Mustafa and myself, we'll be back again with some world political stories. Bye for now.